Hello, my name is Anna Frege, and I am here to show you a different way to use the clipboard. I'll first start by using a web application where I'm adding users to a list. So basically, I would come to the web page, I would go into users, and it'll take me to a list of users. I then scroll down to one of the templates that I've created for the users, and in order to create a new one, I'll use the clone feature. This allows me to then enter in the new store number to add in a new user. So I'll do store 11. I can copy and paste that down so I don't have to type it again, and I'll put in the store 0011 and set the password now. And then the last little piece is to set the store name to be the new full name. So I'll leave that in with its preloaded macro. And now I go ahead and add the user, and it lets me know that the user's good. That's sort of okay, but that takes a long time to type out. So the next solution to try and speed this up was to use an Excel list. So I've got an Excel spreadsheet down here. I've got a list of all the stores that I'm working on. So the next one on the list is going to be store 12. So in order to do it a little bit faster, I would go back to my users, see my list of users, find the template, go ahead and clone the store template. Now I can come down and select my email address, paste it in the two locations, find the next one, go to the store part, go back to the web page, paste it in, go to the URL or the folder list name, paste that in, so it sets the password to automatically email, and I can go ahead and add the users. And so it's still a little bit slow. I kind of have to carefully go through the list back and forth and back and forth. And I thought, wouldn't it be nice if rather than having to go back and forth, I could just preload the clipboard with the information so that I didn't have to bounce back and forth between two applications and then try and automate it in other ways. First thing I did is I looked on the internet for different Clipboard Manager applications. And nothing is really designed for this type of repetitive clipboard copy and paste function. So I realized I was going to have to do something myself. So this is what I came up with. The idea is where you could take the Excel spreadsheet and you have the field values that you're going to enter, the 4 field values here. I'll go ahead and highlight those rows and copy them out as text. I'll place them into a text document. And now that they're in a text document, I'm going to copy them again just to make sure that they're text. And then I'll load them into an application. And so this is the application that I created for as a Clipboard Manager. So I'll go ahead and create a new Clipboard Manager user. And now I want to add the text file to the clipboard, so I'll go ahead and select that, paste my text in there. And now you can see the text is in. I want to take out the header line because I don't want that to come up. But now with that text file loaded, I can use quick keys, or keys basically. Control 1 and Control 2 and Control 3 are my set keys. The first one selects text file increment right, the other one selects text file increment left, and then the third one is a go to trigger web page. So by selecting the Control 1, I can cycle through the text file, and as you can see, I'm on record 6, and as I cycle through, next is going to be 8, and it pops up 8, and I cycle through the 8. The previous line is the 6, and I can cycle through, and it loads the clipboard with the current value. So I can easily cycle through now my list and load the clipboard. So now it's ready to use. So let's go back and use the clipboard. So I use the clipboard. And now what I want to do is I need to select the URL that I want to go to. And I happen to have it from the previous page here. And let's just go ahead and take it right at the beginning so you can see the whole piece work. So I'll go right to the main page. And we'll trigger that web page. So here we are at the main web page. I would go to users, and I will select the one that I want to clone. So here's the store one. And I'll use the clone feature. So there we are at our clone page. Now I want to see what that current web URL was. So here's that current web URL that actually gets me to that web page. So what I want to do is just copy this and paste it into my trigger web page now. So with it pasted into my trigger web page, I can now scroll through the list up above using my number keys, and I'm ready to load number. I think the last one I loaded was 12, so I'll need to go to 13. So I'll start with 13, and I just select the field, and now I paste, cycle to the next one, paste, cycle to the next one, paste, select my selection, cycle to the next one, paste, add user, and so on and so forth. And now I can fairly efficiently, and once it gives me a confirmation that it added the user, I can use quick key to automatically load to the next one. I'll advance to my next record, and I'll paste, paste, advanced, paste, advanced, and we'll select that, paste, advanced. I'll add user. As soon as my user confirms, I'll go ahead and move on to the next one. There, it's confirmed. I'll move on to the next one. Paste, paste, advanced, paste, advance. So you get the idea. Add user, wait for it to load. So I'm spending 3 seconds waiting to load. But I'm no longer having to bounce back and forth and use the mouse a whole bunch in order to cycle through my data set. And it's fairly easy because I'm no longer having to search, hunt, and peck in the Excel file for the values that I need to add into the web page. There may be additional ways to do this where I could trigger it to automatically put the values into the fields, but I haven't got that far yet. Anyway, I just wanted to share this as a useful Clipboard Manager that anybody could use. If you're interested, just contact me. So after doing a little bit more searching, I found a wonderful app called Sikuli, and it will go ahead and go through the motions and add everything in. And it'll check for errors, and if it runs into an error, it'll stop. So here is that running in concert with the Clipboard Manager, just to watch it work. I'm going to reset this to its spot, and we'll go ahead and run. See how it does. There you can see its automated behavior. We've got a cloned user OK. Should go through and just keep going on up the list. It's averaging about 12 seconds per load, which is, I think, about the fastest that you can process it. I mean, it's a few seconds for everything to go in, but there's a huge delay waiting for the page to refresh after you add the user. So now it's just a matter of sitting back and waiting for the process to run through. Well, we've got 198 out of 850 done. So it'll take a couple more hours and make it easier on me because I won't have to wear out my fingers on the keyboard. Pretty exciting. This is where the music could come in. We can just watch it work for hours. Yep. Sikuli. Really like it. Pretty handy.